Drake always got girls, but they were usually not very bright. At a certain point, he got a smart girl and wanted to impress her. He goes to Josh for help, and Josh agrees to help, but it leads to something Drake did not expect. The episode starts with the boys at the theater when Drake then notices a cute girl. Josh tells him the girl is way too smart to fall for Drake's game, but Drake takes this as a challenge and sets out to prove Josh wrong. He drops candy on the floor in front of the smart girl to get her attention and start a conversation. It works, and the girl starts conversing with Drake. We learn that her name is Michelle. The convo is short, but in it we see Michelle is a million times smarter than Drake. When inviting her to get some pizza, she tells Drake she can't because she has academic team practice since she's competing against another school at state finals. Drake then returns to Josh, and Drake is happy but isn't sure if he asked Michelle out or not. Later at home, Drake is changing and tells Josh he's heading to the theater to accidentally bump into Michelle. He goes to the theater and is waiting outside the movie room to bump into Michelle. He bumps into her, and she asks him if he watched the movie she just watched. Drake lies and says yes, but when Michelle asks him for his favorite part, Drake lies again and says he needs the movie to sink in before discussing it. Drake somehow seems smart to Michelle, so she tells him that they should hang out sometime. Drake says a movie, but Michelle wants something that isn't impersonal so she can get the opportunity to explore Drake's mind. This worries Drake, but he agrees. Later, when he goes home to Josh, Josh starts laughing at him and says he should just cancel the date. Drake says no because he actually likes Michelle and finds her intelligence very intriguing. Drake then says he is worried that Michelle only likes smart people, so he asks Josh to teach him enough stuff that will impress Michelle later on their date. Josh says okay and begins teaching Drake. Josh starts by listing 5 major subjects and picking chemistry to start with. Josh begins the lesson, but Drake takes a phone call. Josh takes his phone away and continues the lesson, but Drake isn't learning. Josh then realizes he should teach Drake in ways he could already understand, so he sends Drake to get his guitar. He teaches Drake chemistry by using the guitar's chords. The date then starts, and it's going good until Michelle asks Drake who is his favorite author. Drake doesn't know about authors, so he runs to Josh to ask for help. With Josh's help, Drake does so good on the date that Michelle asks Drake to join the academic team.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Oh, I think I'm thinking exactly what you're thinking.
Great, so what do you say?
I say yes.
Really? Oh, thank you, Drake. I'm so happy you'll join the academic team.
Huh?
You're gonna help us beat Bushmount in the state finals this weekend.
Later on, Drake tells Josh about his plan on how to fake his way while at the competition. It's a dumb idea though, and Josh says no. The boys end up finding a microphone that Megan planted in their room, and Drake tells Megan she can't be doing that and that he's going to tell Mom. Megan says not to tell Mom, so Drake then asks for her help with getting Josh to be able to tell him the answers during the state finals. Megan says okay, and using Megan's equipment, Josh is able to tell Drake the answers at the competition. The competition starts and it's going good. Josh is in the other room giving Drake the answers, so Drake and his team keep winning. It goes good until there's interference on the radio that Josh is using to tell Drake the answers. Even though Drake can't hear Josh, for some reason he keeps clicking the buzzer to answer but just ends up giving the wrong answer. Drake then asks for a timeout, and the mediator says no, but Drake bribes him so he can call a timeout. During the timeout, Drake goes to where Josh was hiding and speaks with him. They begin arguing because Drake wants Josh to fix their problem, but Josh says he can't. This leads to Josh getting angry and leaves. When Drake returns to his team, Michelle tells him to stop clicking the buzzer and they will handle the rest of the questions. However, the next question is what Josh taught Drake with the guitar chords. Drake answers the question, gets it right, and wins the competition for his team. This makes Michelle happy and calls Drake brilliant, but Drake comes clean about how he's been lying and that he only knew the answer to the final question because he studied all night with his brother. Michelle doesn't care he was lying or about his grades being bad. Michelle tells Drake she likes him for who he is, and they begin kissing. Later, when Drake goes home, he sees Josh and they apologize to each other. I remember when first seeing this episode, I assumed they would have done something at the academic competition. Something like having it go horribly wrong for Drake in a funny way and having his chances with Michelle disappear. But I'm glad they went the route they did. Josh leaving Drake mid-competition, but Drake still knows the answer and wins. When Drake came clean to Michelle, it took me by surprise because it was such a noble thing to do. Michelle liked that Drake wanted to impress her and actually studied just to seem smart for her. It was cute she still stayed with Drake and admitting she doesn't care for his grades. Is this the best Drake and Josh episode? No, but it is a good one and worth watching. We see that if Drake applied himself, then he could actually be smart and good in school. Let me know if you enjoyed this episode, or if you think it had a dumb plot.